This is Eric Swindle, and this is my reflection for Module 15. What are your thoughts to the gamification of education? Do you feel games can be used to teach students content, or are they just simply ways to entertain? What examples can you think of to use games in your future classrooms? Um, I'm all for gamification of education, only if it's really based in like lower grades, not really maybe like fifth and sixth grade might be a little bit too old. Possibly first, second, third, fourth grade, anywhere in there. Just because when you make games and make it fun to learn, kids really get involved and they really show that they want to learn, especially if they know it's going to be fun. Kids that young, in fourth grade and younger, they don't want to sit and listen to someone just get lectured. They don't want to sit in a desk all day and just have the teacher stand in front of them and just talk. They need to be involved. They need to be focused on it. And I think it can be used, definitely to teach and entertain at the same time. I think if they're more involved, they'll learn a lot more. What examples can you think of to use games? Definitely, like if you're about to have some kind of quiz, if you're about to have some kind of new lesson, you can kind of either like do a review of the old lesson. You can kind of use that kind of game to bring a new lesson in so the kids can get acquainted with that lesson in a fun way instead of just being told, hey, this is the new lesson, this is what we're going to learn. um, what template did you use, and what kind of interactive game did you develop? Was the template user friendly? What problems did you experience? I actually didn't use a template. I have actually created some of these in the past, so I just created my own PowerPoint Jeopardy game. The PowerPoint, when it comes to learning how to make Jeopardy games and how to hyperlink from one slide to another, once you learn how to do it, it's really easy. It's very very user friendly. It's easy to go through, and you can because the slides are numbered. If you need to connect 1 to 8. You can connect, slide one to slide 8, instead of having to go through all the slides and connect which ones you think you need, and then going back if you messed up. So it's definitely really user friendly especially if you know how to do it already. So I didn't use a template. What are some examples of ways you could use interactive PowerPoint games in your future classroom? Like I said earlier, like a test review, or not a test review, like a lesson review. If you were to introduce a new lesson, you could kind of go over what you had learned, to see how well they absorbed all the information. Same with if you're going into a new lesson, you can kind of have like a basic um, outline of what the lesson is going to entail, and just kind of have that information to some kind of interactive game to where you know where you stand with your students. That one might be a little harder if you especially if you place them in groups, because some kids might know, some kids might not, but it still could give you somewhat of a basis on how to wrap all the information into ways that all students can learn. Um, Stuff like the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire one, is definitely fun for kids, because it's a guessing game. It kills time. They get to have fun doing it, and they definitely win once they get involved, and once they know that something's going to be fun learning. They actually get involved. They want to learn, because if they don't want to learn and they don't actually learn any of the information, they can't participate in the game because they don't know any of the information that is being asked. So it makes kids want to learn all the stuff they can about it, so that they can uh, better play along with the game and stuff like that. And then sometimes maybe they miss something and they find out in the game, oh hey, yeah, I was wrong, or now I know this kind of thing. So I really think that interactive PowerPoints, I mean, if used in excess, I can see it being a distraction. Maybe every once in a while would be really fun for kids, especially if you're about to have a test and you can do it as a review for a test. Maybe up in like fifth, sixth, maybe seventh grade, junior high, something like that. Um, I know in high school, one of my teachers still did these games. It was fun, but when you're 15, it's not as fun as when you're 7, 8 years old. It's definitely more interactive when you're younger, because you can get into it more than you can when you're high school age. So it's definitely a good thing to know how to do to develop games and or find games on the internet to be able to teach your kids.